And look at that. Eric Gardner comes on the news at the same time that the officers are still standing at my door, blocking my people, as you can see. I can't see out the people. But they said that they're here just to make sure that I'm safe. At this point, I no longer feel safe. I've asked the officers to leave my home. But because I live in New York City Housing Authority and I'm a black female, I therefore am not entitled to the basic rights of not being entrapped by the police. Because currently I am entrapped. And I've been entrapped for about 15 minutes now. As you can see, the officers aren't even responding any longer because they're no longer concerned about saving me. They're concerned about harming me. Because when the officers didn't respond and let my heart stop 2 weeks ago, I didn't die. So today is the day they're trying to kill me. I told them to come through the door as they did with Ray Marley Graham. They could shoot me in my bathroom just like they did him. But they're not coming through the door, and they don't want to let us out of the door. I know she's on the phone with them. They just called her. She works for them. They're trying to turn her against me. Right, officers? You're on the phone with her. We got that on camera too. You're on the phone with her right now. Why would officers blockade you in the house, block a peephole, not let you come out your house, and then call your mother to try and convince her to open the door so that they can come in and get you and kill you? What officers are really trying? But right now, I put it on my life someone's being raped right now. And they're not going to make it in time. And there's a grandma who can't breathe right now. And they're not going to make it in time to her. Because the officers have better time, as you can see, blocking my people. Ask yourself, like, if nothing else, what officers come for help and response and then block the people of the person they're trying to help and respond to? Like, if you want a person to feel safe, if you want a person to feel calm, you send someone that's going to talk to them and say, ma'am, we know you're really upset right now. We just want to make sure everything's okay. As you can see, I'm standing in front of your people, ma'am. And as you can see, my hands are right here. I'm not here to harm you, ma'am. That's how you calm someone down. It's called negotiation. But these officers aren't trying to negotiate. And that's why my people is still covered. Okay, you hear the officer. He's covering the people, but he's still trying to help me. You hear him? Do you hear that video? He's trying to talk to us with the peephole covered. Because he doesn't want us to trust him. He just wants us to believe what he says. He doesn't want to do anything to show that we can trust him. See, that's not how it works when you're trying to save a life. You don't give ultimatums to lifesavers, right? But you officers are well trained. You know that. That's why I know you're not here to save my life. I just want to make sure the rest of the world knows that the cops are trying to kill me. You hear this, officer? You hear this? They're asking questions like, who called or your mother? Does that sound like a question you ask a person? They clearly are still here because I would assume they think I'm in distress. That would be the only reason, right? They have no other legal reason to blockade my door. There is no legal reason to entrap someone, whether they call the cops for you or not. There's no legal reason for the cops to entrap you, right? If they have a warrant, they can come in, search the premises, get whatever they need. If they have a warrant for your arrest, they can knock on your door. They don't have permission to come in, but if you give them permission to come in, whoever is there that is under arrest and has a warrant for their arrest will be placed under arrest. That's how legal really works. There's no part that says, but if the person talks to you any type of way and you don't like it and you want to make them feel scared, you can stand in their hallway, call your sergeant, and then cover their peephole and give them ultimatums on what it takes for you to get out of your own house. There's no law for that. But the NYPD thinks there is. And they think because we're dumb, ignorant, black folk that's in NYCHA, we don't know that. Sir, you just heard on the camera. Like, I know you think I'm lying. I'm really not. This is all on camera. Legally, I'm entrapped right now. Legally. I'm entrapped. I'm entrapped. And I don't feel safe by the officers who are standing outside of my door. You have yet to call other officers, let alone paramedics or someone who would actually be safe enough to talk to me. Nor have you done anything to calm me down, but instead try to infuriate me further to make me upset and act irrational. So, officer, not only am I more articulate than you, more educated than you, and more intelligent than you, but I have God on my side. I know you see your life. It's not a godly life. It's not a godly life. We don't listen to the devil. We don't listen to the devil. Look at this. He's telling me to listen, but I can't see him. Do you listen to people that you can't see? Would you? Like, honestly, if the cops came to save you and they covered your people, now they want to call the paramedics. They already are here. The same paramedics that tried to kill me when my heart stopped 2 weeks ago? Oh, you don't know those paramedics, right? The ones that gave me a false blood sugar? The ones that gave me a false blood sugar? Video. Okay, I'm not even going to talk to the officer anymore. So, as you can see, right, he has paramedics here. I've made it clear I don't trust the paramedics. And I've made it clear I don't trust the cops. There's nothing going on inside of the house. There's no reason for them to have major concern, other than the fact that I clearly dislike the police. And I've made it clear why. Because right now they're entrapping me in my house. If I lived in Long Island, if I lived in Tribeca, they wouldn't have made it in the building without the aid of the security guard, let alone would they be able to entrap me. But in NYCHA, the NYPD, particularly through the PSA-4, they have a special contract that allows them to abuse black and Latino bodies in these communities for free. And they pretend like, and now they're calling my mother again. The cops keep calling my mother. What cops are calling my mother? And they're asking me, well, who called? Well, you know who called because you're calling her back. And you're on the phone with her right now. So not only are the cops lying to me, not only are the cops entrapping me, not only are the cops trying to keep me blindfolded so that I can't see anything that's going on outside of there, but now they're convincing my mother to close the door so that I can't hear anything. Ma, do you want to talk to the camera about the cops? What did they say to you?
He said that he's going to break my door down because he wants to help my daughter.
Do you think something's wrong with your daughter that he needs to break your door down?
No.
Okay, and legally, does he have a right to break your door down if he doesn't have a warrant to come in your house? Do you feel like the cops are saving you right now?
No.
Do you feel like the cops are really trying to save your daughter?
No.
Okay, and now she's crying. This is the same woman. You see that, right? So now the woman who called you is on camera saying that the cops said they're going to break the door down to save her daughter. Legally, my mother just said there's nothing wrong with her daughter. My mother just told you there's nothing wrong with her daughter. You hear this? So unless I go to the hospital, I'm stuck in my house. I'm stuck in the house. That's what they're saying. I cannot leave my house unless I go to the hospital with the police that tried to kill me. like, do you believe this? Like my mother, they told her they're going to break her door down. They don't have a warrant to come into my household, but they're going to break her door down. They don't want to break the door down. They just have to because they just want to save me. They just want to save me so bad. They're so worried about me right now. That's why they have multiple officers and paramedics. Unfortunately, the other day when the paramedics lied about my blood sugar level and tried to kill me, the cops didn't show up because they were too busy saving other lives. But today, look, they finally let the peephole go. They want me to trust them again. I think I'm feeling safer, officers, already. I feel the trust. I trust you so much with my life. I'm not opening the door. And legally, I'm telling you, you break the door down, not only are you going to suffer legally, but whatever you do to my body, harming me, God will pay for it first, and then the devil will come after because you didn't complete the job. Because your job is to come here and kill me tonight, and I'm not going to die. So you didn't do your job. So I'm telling you on camera, legally you don't have a right to break my door down. Legally I just got my mother on camera saying she does not want her door broken down. Moreover, she no longer feels like the cops are here to save her or her daughter. So you don't have us on your side like Chris Gardner's family. Except this is going to be bigger. Like you thought Rosa Parks was bad? Oh, tonight's about to be epic. 2014, baby, let's uncover the NYPD. Let's uncover the NYPD. No, I'm not. I'm a black woman, not a black man. So you don't need to choke me, right? Because I'm smaller. You can just come in and let my heart stop. Like, look at the wickedness. Like, please watch the wickedness, though. You just saw my mother's face. She's crying. She's literally crying. Because she called the cops for help, and they're not here to help her. And I've told her this time and time again, but this is proof. They called her on her phone and threatened her. How are they helping her if they're threatening her? Are the cops on her side, or they're my side, or is it on a separate side that is not our side? Like, how many sides are in this game of cops and robbers? That's the question. And if this video shows I sound like a clear, rational person. I sound a little bit pissed off, of course, but I mean, hey, I never knew that was a crime. Didn't know your door had to be knocked down because you're pissed off. But the cops clearly think your door does, especially if you're black, ignorant, and live in NYCHA, which is the New York City Housing Authority. Has a special contract with the NYPD for black lives.
So I'll be happy wherever the summer takes me.
Look, my mother's literally crying right now. Like she's bawling. Ma, why are you crying? Why are you crying?
Starting at $3.19 a month.
I just want to be okay. I want the cops to go away and just leave us alone. And you're going to be okay.
You hear that, right? She wants the cops to leave us alone. She just wants everything to be okay. But the cops no longer want to listen to her. And they don't want to listen to me. Because they're not here for us. So who are the cops here for? If the people who called them don't feel safe by them, if the people who called them ask them to leave, if there's no legal reason, probable cause to stand in someone's hallway for 30 minutes and trapping them in their house, why would the officers do that? But when Chris Garner was just selling Lucy, they didn't have the time or patience to stop and speak to the man. They had to kill him. But they have patience today for someone who clearly there's nothing wrong with her. Yeah, I'm pissed off. I'm not going to pretend I'm not pissed off. I strongly dislike the cops. In fact, I use the word hate because I feel like the cops are the devil. Yes, they're just simple people, but once they put that uniform on, they're putting the devil's uniform on. And they're choosing to step into the devil's territory. That is truly how I feel. Now, the cops feel like I'm crazy, but I feel like anyone who puts on a uniform that upholds killing people and then protects that uniform, well, I consider that to be crazy. So we can just say this is all the theory of relativity, right? Life is all relative to where you are in your place, in your own life. But no, the cops are saying that it's not relativity, that in fact that I'm crazy. So crazy that they don't even think anything, they're not willing to listen to my mother anymore who's saying, no, she's not crazy. They want to get me. So I asked them to come through the door. Like legally you have bases, you're saying, right? Come through the door. Let's make this a real epic place. I'll be Ray Marley today. You can shoot me in my bathroom willingly. I'll take the shot. I'll be another Chris Garner. I'll sacrifice my life for this. It'll be worth it. How long has this been now? 20 minutes? 25 minutes? Like we can interview my mother after this and ask her about how long it took for the cops to show up when she called them. They never showed up, by the way. The ambulance did, but the cops didn't. But now, when no one's hurt, right, when she isn't begging them to please hurry and come save her daughter, we have a whole bunch of cops and paramedics. And I'm sure it's the same paramedics who gave me the high blood sugar, indicating that I was healthier than I was, because they were concerned about me. Like legally, come on guys, anyone who's watching this video at home, right? Go through all of your law books if you're a law student or a former law student if you're a lawyer. Please go online, look up what law upholds authorities to stand at your door and hold you in your house after you've asked them to leave. You're knocking as if I'm not already talking to the camera. No, I'm not. I'm not opening the door for them. You're with them, and I'm not opening the door. They are coming in, and if you trust them, you're dumb. All right, so then you know that they're coming in. I'm telling you. Yes, they are. Keith, they've stood at this door for 25 minutes. Yes, they are, because they told you that. You believe them?
No, believe me, I'm telling you.
And they will knock you over.
Nobody's knocking me.
They will. You really think you're invincible? They killed Ray Marley in his grandma's bathroom. No. They're not shooting me. They need to break this door down if they want to shoot me. They want to take me to the hospital, they're going to have to break this door down. You're not, Keith, there's nothing you can do. They have the force. Legally, they have no right to be at this door. Legally, they should have been left. Keith, legally, they should have been left. No. Legally, they should have left. Why are you not asking them to leave your mother's house?
I'm not talking to them. I don't care. I came here to talk to you.
All right, so we can talk through the door, but I'm not opening the door. Keith, so look, you're getting mad at me, but you standing with the door. I'm not opening the door. I'm telling you I'm not. And you believe him. You believe him, I don't.
They cannot come in.
Keith.
They can't come in.
Keith, legally they can't stand at my door and hold the peephole, but they did that. Keith, you're not listening.
I don't care.
I I know you don't care, and I don't care.
I don't care if they here or not.
I care. I care. Tell them to leave, and I'll open the door. There's no reason for them to be here.
They not coming in behind me. They not coming in behind me, Shaquana.
Keith, tell them to leave. That's all you got to do. There's no reason for them to be here. You're talking to me right now. Do I sound like I'm dead?
Pico. You hear me?
What?
Look through the Pico.
There's mad cops.
Look.
You think they can't run around the corner? That's the same cop that was following me the other day. I'm not opening the door.
2 seconds.
Hell no. No. You could trust them all you want, Keith, but they sat here and let me die. That's what you don't understand.
Look, are you thinking?
I see, and it's a trick. It's called an illusion.
Fucking trying to trick you. Open the door.
You're not with me. You're with them right now because you're fucking defending them. Tell them to get
here for you.
Keith, they're not here for me.
I don't give a fuck about this.
So then tell them to get off this floor.
Where the fuck is Khalik at, B? Khalik, open this fucking door.
No, nobody. I will fight Khalik before I let him open the door.
Open the door.
I'm not opening the door. Tell the cops to leave. Keith, tell the cops to leave. All you gotta do is tell them to leave.
They not gonna get past. Let me in this door.
Keith, tell them to leave.
I don't even give a fuck about what's going on.
I know you don't. Clearly you don't. Clearly you don't.
Fucking door, Shaquana.
Instead of arguing to the cops, you arguing with your sister. But whose side you on?
Fucking door.
Whose side you on?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Alright, bye.
Bye. Look at that, officers. You couldn't trick me then either. But I bet you after Keith leaves, the officers will still be standing there, right? Right? But they're trying to save me. Well, how are you trying to save me? How? How are you trying to save me? He's like, I don't care about them. Why don't you just ask them to leave? They're over here entrapping your mother's door. Mommy no longer feels safe. Forget about Shaquana because you're clearly not here for me. I'm telling you to ask the officers to leave. I'm not asking them to leave. So then what did you come up here for? Why'd you come up here? Like, tell the officers to leave. They have no legal reason to be out our door any longer. But they're still there. Like, I don't still hear them whispering around the corner.
Just an isolated shower, but I think most of us should stage by. Tonight, lows will be in the upper 50s and some of the first in the upper 60s in the city. And tomorrow, it will be mostly federal on 10th, but
You see how wicked this is, right? What?
Can I get my mail, please?
I'll slide it under the door.
I don't care.
Ma, can you come give me his mail? Can you go? Sorry, not you. Ma, can you go? Can you give me Keith's mail so I can slide it under the door? Can you give me Keith's mail so I can slide it under the door? Like I said, ask the cops to leave. I'm not asking the cops to leave. Wait, so why are you here? Open the door. I just told you this whole thing was I'm not opening the door because the cops are wicked. I know you don't care. I care though. I was the one who almost died by the cops' hands. I don't want to talk to you. I asked you to tell them to leave. You don't want to tell them to leave. You don't want to tell them to leave. No. Why when they was at mommy's door you made them leave, but you're not making them leave today? Why are you not making them leave? I hear them on the other side.
They not nowhere close. Let me slide in real quick.
Why don't you just tell them to leave?
They can't leave. They have to speak to you. They say.
Keith, no, Keith, you believe them? You telling me you believe them?
I came to talk to you.
Keith, legally. Keith, I'm asking you as my brother to ask them to leave because what they're doing is illegal. We've been entrapped for the house at this point for over 30 minutes. They won't let us leave the house, and they're trying to get me.
It's a safety issue.
All right, Keith, so you're convinced by them. So why we know whose side you're on? As long as we know whose side you're on, Keith, you got your mail. Go with the cops. Go with the cops. You got your mail. All right. Nigga says it's a safety issue. Like, that's how the cops get you. He be so scared of the cops, you go get your own sister for these bitch ass niggas. Knowing legally they have no right to be here. It can't be a safety issue. Everyone inside the house is saying that they no longer feel safe with the cops outside the door. So how is it a safety issue for the cops to not leave? That doesn't logically make sense. And we didn't even get into law. There's no law that protects them against me. There's no law that says if cops need to make sure they can stand in the hallway, to make sure you're not doing anything in your house. Well, I've talked to them this entire time. So I couldn't be doing anything and talking to them. They've talked to my mother now because they keep calling her cell phone, and she's asked them to leave. So that doesn't sound like a safety issue. Sounds like a setup issue. I know I'm dangerous, but y'all not gonna kill me today unless you come through this door first. They really convinced Keith to be on their side. And he really goes, I'm your brother, and you're on the cop's side right now. I just told you to make them leave. Why won't you make them leave? You know legally they have no basis for being here. You're just as intelligent as I am. I learned all of this stuff. I began learning it from you. When they were over here fucking with your mother's peephole, you made them leave. But now when they're trying to take your sister in, you're ready to get me to open the door for them. Because I'm dumb. Like, I don't know whose side to be on. My nigga, are you crazy? I'm by myself. I don't have anyone on my side right now. So if you think you're going to get a family member to make me trust them, you're not.
Chris posts, my broken sunroof is stuck open. Luckily, it's only a 100% chance of rain today. Rain is a terrible thing. I hear two weeks. Fortunately, it's nice and dry. Honest, I'm cooking things. Check out the Accord from the.com's most trusted brand. It comes with awesome features.
I know it's kind of boring because you can't really, like, see anything. But you hear everything that's going on. So if you're listening at home, folks, this is how it goes when you call the NYPD for help. Quote unquote, help. See the quotes? Yeah. They're digging in all of their little, like, cop books. Like, well, how can we legally get inside that house to get this girl? Because we got to get her. She's dangerous. We got to get her. We shot Ray Marley. How the fuck do we shoot this little bitch? But they know they can't just shoot me. So they're like, all right, if we drug her and we give her an overdose, we could just call it an accident. And we'll just say we was there to help. We didn't know. We're just little dumb cops. We're not paramedics. And the paramedics will say, oh, we didn't know, just like with Chris Gardner, right? The paramedics all got fired, but the cops got death duty. You see that? How that works? But they all played a part together in making sure that that man did not live. You understand that? And they think I'm going to be the next Chris Gardner. But that's where they're wrong, because I'm not dying. If someone dies today, it will be them. And it won't be by my hands. I don't hurt people. I've never hurt anyone in my life. I promise you, they try and lay a hand on me, they'll have an instant heart attack on everything I love. God is my witness. People's breathing is going to start getting short. Their heart's going to start racing real fast. They're going to feel a pain in their chest if they don't get out this hallway, though. That's why I blessed the hallway, so the wicked could come in and God could take care of them. So let God do his work and watch as these officers fall one by one. Please watch. Staked out in the hallway. Like, I really need you to understand that my house has called the police so many times. And they've never come. If they have come, they've come 15, 20 minutes later. Like, the response time is so ridiculous that it's like absolute disregard for life. But today, they refuse to leave my house in front of my door. Like, imagine everyone else who lives on this floor, how scared they feel right now. And they couldn't feel scared by me because the people in H can't hear anything I'm saying. All they didn't know is that there's multiple cops on their floor and they have no idea why. So that makes you scared. You feel like someone's done something illegal. Does someone have a bomb? Does someone have a gun in their house? Why are there so many officers waiting in the hallway patiently for a person unless they've done something illegal? So imagine the fear that's racing through the hearts of the other residents on the 13th floor. So this is not just a situation that my family's going through now. Do you understand? It's a community epidemic. And such that they can do this and trap one person, and not only by entrapping me, they're entrapping an entire floor of people that did nothing but live on the same floor as a person who called the cops. And that's all it takes. Like, I can tell you, like, we can go back. It's all in the police records. 2012, August 19th. No. It was August 18th. August 18th, 2012. It was actually August 19th because it was the top of the morning. Probably about 4 or 5 in the morning, my mother called the cops saying that someone was banging at her door. He was being deranged. Could you come get him? Blah, 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 blah. Please help. They never showed up until 2.5 hours later. But that same person ended up being outside, being jumped and stabbed, while the cops, who I have on record from witnesses, watched. The same cops who waited after he got jumped and stabbed to let him leave and then come upstairs and ask us what's going on. Just 2 weeks ago, my mother called the cops. Literally, like, she called, she said, my daughter, she's collapsed. She's seizing right now. I need someone to hurry up and come. They hung up with her on the phone. They didn't even, the dispatcher didn't even talk her through it. The dispatcher just got off the phone. And then my mother sat here and waited and pleaded for hours as they let my heart stop. And no cops ever came, only 2 paramedics, in which they took their sweet time to get me onto the bed. Well, not bed, but onto the stretcher. Lied to my mother, told her they were giving me oxygen when they weren't. Wrote down a blood sugar level that was almost twice what my real blood sugar level really was. And this was just the paramedics that took me to Beekman. We're not even going to talk about Beth Israel Hospital and how they poisoned me with 3 heparin injections. Heparin is a blood thinner given to people typically who have some sort of issue with pregnancy and are prone to having blood clots, or to people who have blood clotting issues. That can also be a thing if you have bed rest, long-term bed rest, right? I had to go to sleep for 6 hours, and that was their excuse for giving me heparin. The first time. But the second time, that didn't make much sense to me, because I was like, well, I'm being discharged, so why are you giving me a blood thinner shot again? And then I go online and I find out that I've actually been overdosed by heparin, and that all of the symptoms that I have are from an overdose that the hospital gave me. So, like, do you see the contrast and what looks like help and what really is help? The oxymoronic reality of a New York City Police Department officer. They're sitting here, they're convening on how they're going to get someone to come out the door so they can get inside the door. And it's sad because it's such an illusion of them being scary, right? That's why anyone who isn't afraid of the police are the ones who are the first to die. That's why Chris Gardner was killed. He knew he was going to be killed, and he was willing to take that sacrifice, right? So clearly I'm not afraid of the police, and whenever people are with me, they see that I'm not afraid of the police, and that makes them question whether or not they should be afraid of the police. And that then makes me a security hazard. Do you see how now it becomes a safety issue? It's not a safety issue for me. It's not a safety issue for anyone inside of this apartment. It's a safety issue for the police and for me to still be alive. And so it's their goal at any cost to get me out of this house, and especially get me in a mental institution, which people actually accidentally die every year in, especially Bellevue. And oftentimes, which people don't know, it's by the hands of the New York City Police Department. They can go and say, oh, she was acting irate and crazy, so we deemed her necessary to be in a mental institution. And this could be a person just purchasing something at the store that said something snarky to an officer that he didn't appreciate, and suddenly that person's in a mental institution. Not because they actually have mental issues, which you wouldn't be able to tell on the spot anyway as an officer, right? But in theory, right, because officers have this great, beautiful instincts and horrible hindsight. Nonetheless, people are taken off of the streets every day in New York City and put in Bellevue Hospital by the hands of New York City Police Department for the slightest of reasons. But I can tell you that the most supreme reason is not showing fear to New York City Police Department. The thing is that the police department think that you're supposed to fear them, as if God doesn't run this world. They really think the devil runs the world. It's all through God's will. So as the officers begin to fall, all of the ones who are standing in the hallway right now, God knows who they are. So I don't even need to. Because obviously I'm going to live through the night, right? They're not going to get me. They think they will. That's why they're standing out there. But they're not. So one or the other is going to happen. They're going to come through here. As soon as they step through this door, God's going to take care of them. Or they're going to go about their way and leave. I gave them the options, I don't know, 45 minutes ago I gave them the options. Whatever. So when they go about their way, God's going to take care of them. If they come through here, God's going to take care of them. But guess who doesn't win in this game today? The devil. And guess what uniform they wear? The devil's uniform. So guess who loses? Uh-oh, the cops. Do you see my light, officers? Yes, ma'am. You see, he speaks too. He's having a rational conversation with a person that he's concerned about their safety. Does he sound distressed? No. He doesn't sound distressed at all. They're actually extremely calm. But they're standing there calmly and patiently because it's a safety issue. But when Chris Gardner was saying, I can't breathe, it wasn't a safety issue. When they learned that chokeholds was not a part of the police department protocol, it wasn't a safety issue. So I wonder when New York sees this video, will they say that the police need new training again? Because they don't know how to respond to people who they quote unquote think are having safety issues. And I wonder, you saw how the people was blocked. I wonder if they'll say, oh, well that's a part of the police department training protocol. Or if they'll say, no, those officers need to be retrained. Or will you blame it on the paramedics again and say it was the paramedics who did it? These are predictions, New York. Who knows? And of course the video has to go viral before we give it to the news, because you know how the news does, right? They'll chop up a video so quick. The media works with the NYPD too. They had Chris Gardner on the media talking about he was selling Lucy's. But we saw the whole video, if anyone has a Facebook, and we know that he was just breaking up a fight. Now, whether you're selling Lucy's or breaking up a fight, there's no reason why you should be dead after that, other than because you're black. You know how that is in New York. Being black is a death sentence. Nonetheless, though, the crazy amount of force being used on a man who wasn't even breaking the law. And how many times have you seen this force? Ray Marley Graham, they pretended to think that he had a gun, shot the man in his bathroom. And then the DA helped fuck up the case so that it would get thrown out and they would have a retrial. So no justice has been served for Ray Marley. Just like no justice was served for Sean Bell. No justice was served for Abdul Lawima. No justice is served for Chris Gardner, right? And so tonight they said we coming for Shaquana. Because if we let her go, oh no. She really gonna get us now. We cannot let her out this house alive. You wonder why you don't have young black leaders anymore. Oh, the kids are apathetic. No, they're being killed before they can get to their leadership stage. It's been by the grace of God that I wasn't killed. By the hands of the officers, by the hands of paramedics, by the hands of the system, which is the entire New York City system. So we can go between ACS/BCW back in the days, to HRA, to HHC. Do I need to go down the list? Like, please, I just relish in this video. Like, really listen to what I'm saying. Whether you agree or not, I clearly sound rational. I clearly sound lucid. I sound extremely lucid. Like, you don't have to be a doctor to say this girl sounds like she's in her right state of mind and she's just speaking how she feels, right? So this is not a safety concern. Like, you can feel the presence based off of my voice and speaking to my mother inside the household. The only people we feel unsafe against are the ones on the other side of the door. Mom, what did they say when they called you back? Did they call you back again? Why you don't want to answer? So wait, come here. Come talk to the door. Come here. No, tell them I want you to leave, please. This is my mother on camera. Speak to them.
Officer, hello? I would like for y'all to leave. My daughter, she's all right. She's going to be just fine. Could y'all just leave, please?
Officer, you have another lucid adult speaking to you, but we don't hear any responses. Safety concern, though. My mother's asking them to leave, and they're now ignoring her.
Could you just leave, please? She's okay.
Do you feel safe with the officers outside your door?
Just please, just go and everything will be okay because I know she's all right. She's going to be safe.
Ma, do you feel safe with them on the other side of the door?
I'm scared to death.
You see that? You see that? Legally, they can't leave, so they're going to stay here for 24 hours. So let's just go to bed. Leave them. You're scared to death of who, though? Are you scared of me, Mom?
No.
Are you scared of me?
I'm scared of the police.
Why are you scared of the police?
Because I don't want to hurt my baby.
Why do you think the police would hurt your baby?
Because they hurt all my babies. They hurt all of us.
Every time you call them for help, don't they? What do?
He wasn't here last time.
What happened last time?
Last time the ambulance came, not the police. The police.
How long did it take the ambulance to come? How long did it take the police to come?
An hour.
An hour to come, and my heart stopped beating, right?
Yeah, come on, please.
Ma, we're not opening the door. I'm calm. At this point, they want to make us feel unsafe. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a danger. I know all of their secrets. You have to really understand that. Chris Gardner, they put on the news that he was arrested. They was trying to arrest him for Lucy's. He was breaking up a fight. You understand that? So now it's the EMT. Were the EMTs there to protect me before, Mom? Did they try and save me? Did the EMT try to save me before, Mom?
No, they took me to the wrong hospital for one thing,
and then they tried to kill me.
And then they put a needle in her arm, and they know it was supposed to be there. And they tried. I think they were trying to hurt my baby.
I needed help that day, right? Because I had a seizure, right?
Yes, she was having a seizure.
Now today,
she wasn't having a seizure, but then they give me papers saying that she's about seizure. So how is she not having a seizure, and you give me papers saying that different type of seizure? I don't understand this.
But right now, I'm clearly lucid and I'm safe, right? And you're safe, right? And you're telling that you're okay.
We okay. I'm okay. She's okay.
You see, now he's saying, what law? Ask them what law says they have to physically see them. Ask them. What law allows them to stay outside of your door and entrap it? Ask them. Tell them legally you want to know.
I would like to know legally what law it is that says you must see us.
No, ask him. Don't listen. Tell him you just want to know the law.
I just want you to tell me that, please.
We just want the law. We don't want to listen. We just want to know the law. We want to know our rights. We no longer feel safe by you all. We feel actually entrapped. We feel unsafe. We know what cops do to black people, especially in their homes, especially in NYCHA projects. So we would ask you to give us a legal reason for your bases outside of our door. That's what my mother is asking you now. You hear them? They're talking about seizures and a whole bunch of other stuff. Can you ask them again? Can you give us the law?
I want you to leave.
I want you to leave.
I called you and I'm asking you to leave because she's okay and I'm okay.
You hear that? Now they can't leave. What's the law? Ask them again.
What is the law?
We're not allowed to leave.
What is the legal reason that doesn't allow them to leave?
What law is that?
What legal
law is that that says you're not able to leave?
What legal reason makes us being trapped right now? Ask them.
Did you hear that? I would like to know what law says that you're not able to leave. I can't hear you.
They're still knocking. But are they answering you, Mom?
I can't hear you.
They said they're not going to answer you. Now they're banging on the door. So now they're going to try and break down the door.